Hey guys, it's Lando from the Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host today, and I'm here to talk to you about running backs, the highly coveted position of the running back, and what to do with them. I've got 4 guys I'm highlighting today and today I'm going to try to figure out what to do. Should you trade them? Should you drop them? Should you hold them? Should you just bench them until you see more from them? Before I continue, make sure to follow us on socials. We're Snap_Fantasy. Get in our DMs and ask us specific questions about your roster on what to do going into the playoffs. We're making really difficult decisions right now because trade deadlines are approaching, or it's already passed by the time you're watching this video. So in the next few weeks, we'll be looking at playoff schedules and really how to weight the playoff schedules and where to just ignore the schedule. So today it's going to be Melvin Gordon is who I'm going to start off with, and he has been super disappointing. I was trading Melvin Gordon weeks ago right after his big week against the New York Jets, and since then he hasn't been great. He's the number 25 running back in standard and 26 in PPR, and he's been bad. Ever since Philip Lindsay's been back, he has been losing carries, and Philip Lindsay just looks like the better running back right now. The schedule is mediocre. They've got Vegas, Miami, New Orleans, Kansas City, Carolina, Buffalo, and the Chargers. It's okay. He's getting his past couple weeks, his carries have dropped from 8 to 6 carries and really not doing much with it. Only 3 yards per carry about. So if you can get rid of Melvin Gordon right now, I would highly recommend doing that. Throw him in a package. Go to the guy that maybe lost Christian McCaffrey, maybe doesn't have a starting running back right now, has a big bye week. Get Melvin Gordon off your squad and onto another person's team, because sometimes these people are desperate. You package him with another wide receiver and get a serviceable starter on your team. That's going to be important to getting you to the playoffs. Next, I'm going to talk about an injured running back, and Mackenzie in our previous videos have talked about him, and that's Austin Ekeler. He's been banged up. He had a really bad hamstring injury. And if you need to make the playoffs, if you're at about if you're a 4-5 team, maybe 5-4 team, and you need to really make a push for the playoffs, get Austin Ekeler off your team, because he might be back by week 11 against the Jets, but we don't know yet. Maybe it might be week 13 against New England. We're really not sure until we really see a full practice out of Ekeler. It's going to be a while. So get Ekeler off your team. Go to a contending team that is looking forward to the playoffs. That is the key to trading Austin Ekeler. Go to a guy that just needs depth at the running back position and is hoping that Ekeler is a league-winning kind of running back for championship week they play Las Vegas and Denver weeks 15 and 16. That's what you're going for, because you need a start right now, whether it's a wide receiver, a tight end, whatever the needs on your specific team. I would try to move Austin Ekeler right now while you still can, while the practice reports are positive towards Austin Ekeler. Next, I'm going to talk about Devin Singletary. He's been a very difficult guy to talk about, and I'm not a fan of Devin Singletary right now. He's losing touches to Zach Moss, not only on goal line packages and in the red zone, but this week, Zach Moss finally out-snapped him and got more carries. So this past week against Seattle, Singletary was only on the field for 45% of snaps. It's not great. Package up Singletary. I could even drop Devin Singletary at this point. I know, and that's only if you really have a great waiver wire ad. Make sure to get into our DMs or comment below on who you're picking up for Devin Singletary. Last but not least, guys, Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, the running back, won last year. The guy that came back against Kansas City and put up a monster 30-point performance. He is now banged up with a shoulder. And people will probably try to trade for McCaffrey if he's on your team. And if you have a perfect record, if you guaranteed a playoff spot, maybe you look for Christian McCaffrey. But if you're fighting for that playoff spot, if you just need to get a wild card position, whatever it is, get what you can from McCaffrey, because you need to get into the playoffs. Anything can happen once you're in. And McCaffrey right now is just kind of burying a hole in your bench. Unless you have Mike Davis, maybe that's a different story. But if you don't have Mike Davis and you have McCaffrey, you had him for 1 week. It was glorious. It was amazing. He's phenomenal. But if you can get really good value for McCaffrey, I would try to move him, get him a couple pieces, get 2 starters on your team, and make the playoffs. If it turns out you face McCaffrey in the playoffs and you lose, I mean, it could happen. But if you don't make the playoffs at all, then that's not going to help you either way. So this is the time right now. I've had enough. I've had enough of Christian McCaffrey. They have a week 13 bye as well. Not great. So get McCaffrey off the team. This is a really tough one, guys, because you got to get fair value for McCaffrey and you got to win now. So this is where the schedule comes into effect, and you need solid attempts and a healthy back. Don't trade for hurt players right now. We're seeing Mixon not practicing. We're seeing questionable tags on a lot of players right now. Chris Carson, we're not sure if he's going to be back at this point. You got to trade for healthy players because the teams are not transparent on how injured these guys are, and they could miss weeks. You trade them away, and then you don't have a player either way. Right now, McCaffrey is week to week. If the Panthers keep losing, why rush him back? They've paid this guy a lot of money. Why further injure the Christian McCaffrey? So this is a tough one. Get into our DMs, snap_fantasy. We respond to every single one. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. We're talking about playoffs. Get you ready for championships. All right, guys, we'll talk to you again.